Welcome to Search for Signs. My name is Gary Willing. If this information interests you, please press the like and subscribe button and press the bell for notifications. It's natural when we're young to look up to our elders, to imitate them, right? You know, a child learns how to do all sorts of things by imitation from their parents. I mean, even in the animal kingdom, the lion cub will imitate how to hunt from its parent or whatever, right? The problem comes usually somewhat later, right after childhood, maybe into teenage years or later childhood or whatever, early adulthood, even adulthood, right? We learn to imitate other people. Not how to do something. We learn how to imitate their personality, for instance, or we try to mimic their imitation, their personality. A lot of kids will try to imitate celebrities and so forth, or dress like them or whatever like that. And perhaps we're all guilty of it to some degree, I would say. We don't like ourselves as much as we like, somebody else. As their saying goes, the grass is always greener on the other side. Their life looks a lot better than ours, so I want to be like them, right? But it goes a lot deeper than even that. Maitreya would say it goes into almost a drug-like state where we imitate and we follow ideologies. Somebody would say, I'm a Republican. I've been a member of the Republican Party, for 30 years now. Well, there is no such thing as a Republican Party, really. It's all an illusion, But yet we believe that we're a part of that. We believe that we're a Christian or a communist or a capitalist, or, even our careers become ideologies in a lot of ways where, if I'm a doctor, I think I'm better than the average person because I'm more educated than that person, when in actuality, you're really not better than anybody. You're just a doctor. You might know more about the physical body than somebody else, but they might know more about something else than you do, right? I mean, what did Einstein say? I mean, I'm paraphrasing it. I never get this quote right, but I got the meaning of it right. Don't judge a fish on how well it can climb a tree, kind of thing. And because but it sure can swim, right? And Maitreya will tell you, and all these masters, the Master Jesus will tell you, that when you start to imitate and follow them, you've already lost them. And so it always cracks me up when people think that Maitreya is here to deceive a bunch of people and to create all these followers and steal them away from their Christian churches or whatever. It cracks me up because Maitreya, under no circumstances, wants devotees. He's said that over and over again. Don't follow me. When you follow me, you've already lost me. Now, when you meet the Master Jesus, you might be extremely devoted to the Master Jesus, but he's not going to want your devotion either. He would rather you be like Mother Teresa, who was very devoted to Jesus, but yet she used her devotion more constructively, where she turned it toward helping the poor, and that's what these masters are going to advocate over and over again till the need for devotion to them, disappears, I guess. I don't know how long it's going to take, many years, lifetimes maybe, I don't know. And to put your energy more into, being devoted toward helping to save the environment or service on some level or helping the poor or whatever it is. That's more what they're looking for. And Maitreya's core teachings of honesty of mind, sincerity of spirit, and detachment, right? It's all about you realizing your true divine nature, which is the self. I remember my mother when I was young, when we were talking about the Big Bang Theory. Scientists think that the universe exploded and, that's how it started. And she'd always say, well, what is it expanding into? Well, the masters would say what consciousness is always expanding into is nothing more than the self. That is who we are. The self doesn't change. Consciousness evolves, but the self in and of itself, the absolute, doesn't change at all. Consciousness moves within it, and it will expand and detract and expand and detract. I don't know how many, thousands and billions of times, but the self in and of itself, for lack of a better word, doesn't change. But that self is what we all share. And Maitreya and these masters are going to be teaching about the need for awareness of the self. And it's all based on your perception of things. So, for instance, the way I always kind of think of it, if you were standing in a room and you had your mother, a coworker, a con artist, the Master Jesus, and a crocodile all looking at you, right? Your which one was the first one? Your mother? Your mother's going to look at you and love you no matter what, right? You could do no wrong. You're her baby, so to speak, right? Your coworker is going to see all your faults and see you as a competition and as a threat, right? A lot of times, maybe a friend or whatever. But for this experiment, they don't have that view of you, right? The con artist is going to see nothing but a mark. Like, how can I get something off of him, right? The Master Jesus is going to see nothing but your divine potential. He'll see your faults too, but he's going to love that divine nature within you. And then lastly, the crocodile sees nothing but lunch. You're still the same person. You haven't changed, right? But what has changed? The person's, or the crocodile's, right, perception of who you are. That's it. But that's how we look at life. We can all look at one thing from a myriad of different angles based on our perception of things. And Maitreya is going to be teaching about the need for awareness, being aware of who we really are. And the only way to do that is through honesty of mind. We have to think what we think, line up with what we do, or say with what we do. We can't think one thing, say something else, and do something entirely different, right? And then we have to be detached. And then as that comes, sincerity of spirit comes into play. And you truly can say you're your own person, not at the expense of somebody else. Americans especially love to share, in quotation marks, their opinions on every little thing. And they think everything that comes out of their mouth is gold, right? When a lot of it's just a bunch of garbage, right? But they try to be their own person at the expense of other people. And that's not what the masters are talking about either. But when you truly are your own person, you don't look up to somebody, but you also don't look down to anybody. You see everybody on the same level. And these masters, when we see them, they don't want us to imitate them, because when you imitate or follow them, you've already lost them. But we can emulate them. And that's going to be the majority of the way that they teach us, is showing us by example how to live, how to be, how to relate with one another. Because they're not looking down to anyone, but they're not expecting us to look up to them either. And they'll tell you as such. And as always, take action. Help SOP save our planet. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to talking to you again in future videos. Have a great day.